beautiful Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your yearly reading for 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I also will never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your yearly reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But first, I'm going to do an overarching energy for you, and then I'm going to take it month by month, okay? Now, straight away in the water, I'm already seeing 2 images. One is of a bear, okay? Now, bears represent power, strength, agility, also protection, and endurance. So it can also mean, you know, bears, they tend to operate under difficult circumstances. And although 2023 will be a year of many ups and downs, it is the year of the chariot, which means, you know, forging a way through difficulty in order to find your path. Now, that's not a negative thing. I just want you to be aware, because the chariot card is actually a success card. But it can mean circumstances around you tend to be, you know, a little bit of a bumpy ride. And 2023, collectively, in terms of world events, etc., etc., there are going to be some twists and turns. I'm not going to lie to you. The energy is definitely changeable. But they are showing me that you are in a very powerful position to weather those changes. Okay, that bear represents that energy. Also in the water, they're showing me a ring. Okay, a ring. Now, rings can be about commitment, of course. So if you are looking for commitment, this is a year where you will find commitment. They're also showing me there's this energy of a contract, okay, because it can mean a bond or a contract that is available to you this year. It could be like you leveling up into a position of authority or gaining more status. So keep an eye on, oh, they want me to go one more, so I will. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? Okay. So let's get to the energy. You're definitely moving forward. You're using your knowledge, and there's a lot of abundance this year. You're not wasting your time is what I see, okay? We've got the watch there, and this represents divine timing, of course. This is your overarching energy. I will be going month by month in a moment, but it says here it's time to profit. Divine timing, seizing the moment. A waiting period is kind of over, okay? There's going to be, perhaps some of you may do some temporary work as well on the side, maybe a side hustle. And some of you, if you lost your job in 2022, there was definitely an opportunity, some sort of contract headed in your direction for 2023 that's very, very lucrative, okay? And it will come at exactly the right time. So we will go month by month to see when that is for you. But the watch really symbolizes that you're keeping an eye on your schedule. Some of you are going to be restructuring your schedule just to make sure that you have more time for you. I just get this sense that you're trying to take the pressure off and but at the same time move forward. You know, you are being direct on what you want and you're accomplishing it without the stress is what I see here. Also, we got book. Look at that, we got books, which is paperwork, contracts. So they were showing me a ring in the water, as I said, which connects to contracts, things, you know, that you're going to commit to over the year. It says learning as you go, career, could be writing, taking a class, education, and law. So definitely a year of intense knowledge for you. You will be taking perhaps some new skill classes, or you may be opening yourself up to deep learning this year. It will help you in all your endeavors, whether you are tired or not. This knowledge, because I feel like there's a quest for spiritual wealth as much as financial wealth this year. And I get this sense that you are opening yourself up and using that intelligence that you have. They're showing me, okay, they're giving me this, wow, they give me lots of images for you at the beginning of your reading. They're showing me a magnifying glass. Okay, so intense focus this year. Magnifying glasses, they tend to connect themselves spiritually to intelligence, high thoughts, and focus, identifying an area that you really want to, look at in a deeper way and profit from it. Okay, so let me see also what it's about seeing things more clearly. So I'll just move on from that energy. I mean, it could be literally that you are looking through a magnifying glass, or you picked one up just as you're listening to this reading. Could also mean that these images, whilst they may mean nothing to you in this moment, these images may be something that are reoccurring images you will see over the year that indicate some sort of wealth or prosperity or good news is headed your way. Now we've also got owls. So owls, of course, are they're seen as very intelligent creatures. I mean, all creatures are very intelligent in their own right, but the owls is about knowledge as well, deep knowledge. Most importantly, in the Lenormand deck, the owls are about community. So you may be a little bit more social this year, wanting to get yourself out, connect to members of society who are your soul tribe, people who vibe at the same frequency and intelligence as you, and I definitely see you getting out there and having a little bit more fun this year, as opposed to other years. But I get this sense also that there may be a little bit of through the grapevine, you hear about opportunities, or you hear, little gossip tidbits, shall we say, that benefit you, because the fish comes next, which is abundance. So whatever these nuggets of information that come your way over the whole of the year, they benefit you. The fish is all about abundance, about wealth, opportunity, okay, and good times. It's also about diving deep in your emotions. So I feel a lot of you will go on a spiritual quest this year, deepening your connection with self and with source. If you celebrate a source or a religion, I definitely see your faith. I feel you've been tested over the last couple of years, and I feel like your faith has perhaps been wobbling a little bit, or you've been asking a lot of questions. I see you gaining answers to those questions this year and going deeper. The lily, of course, is about social events, but also because I see a lot of invitations here for you this year that are going to be rewarding in terms of experience and people that you connect to. But the lily is about creativity, so I feel a lot of you are going to connect to your creative flow. And that doesn't just mean that, if you're an artist, you're going to be in the zone and you're going to be creating lots, although it will do. Even if you're not creative, I feel like you're having these wonderful sparks of ideas that help you move forward in life. And I feel there's lots of growth and lots of good things, a lot of potential for this year, shall we say. And we've got the Rider, which means you are moving forward. This is a card of indicating that it will be a faster paced year, but I also get this sense that there will be a visitor or somebody new who enters your life in 2023 that's going to have such a beneficial impact on you and the way you do life. So this could be a life-changing experience. It could be a friend. We'll go deeper and find out if it's a friend or a lover. If you're already in a relationship, of course, it could be a new friend that you have that will influence you and inspire you and help you move forward. This is a card that really connects to the Chariot energy. So you're moving forward at high speed, you're overcoming obstacles, or you have the potential to overcome those obstacles and remain on track towards success. Now, success looks differently for everybody, of course, so it depends on what you are particularly focused on. And number one there indicates the Magician energy. So I feel like manifestation skills are high. Also, we got number 9 there as well, which is Hermit energy. So that indicates you may go off grid for a little bit to really focus on whatever it is you're trying to manifest. So very positive overall energy. And some of you, especially if you're retired, or even if it's something you're good at spoken word, I definitely see some of you writing a blog or a book about your experiences that will help others. Okay, I'm seeing that. I've seen that in a couple of signs, so you may have placements in those signs, and that's why it's coming up in the readings, but that's what I see so far. Now, there is some major planetary developments this year. We have 5 planets shifting signs. When that happens, there tends to be radical change. Okay, Saturn and Pluto being the biggest changes of the year. Saturn switches signs from Aquarius into Pisces on the 7th of March. Now, just to give you a little idea of what Saturn's power can do, Saturn switched signs every 2 to 3 years, and the last time it moved into Aquarius in April 2020. And we all know what happened in April 2020. So, you know, Saturn is all about, you know, disruptive energy, bringing rules, regulations. It kind of disrupts the typical order of things, stops, cancels, or separates. And of course, Aquarius is all about humanity, social interaction, and independent thinking. So it really did affect these areas. But from March this year, it moves into Pisces, which is all about health. Okay, it's not just about health, but the majority energy is about health. So you're going to eradicate bad habits. You will see major restructures in healthcare systems. Also, you'll see better regulations perhaps coming on in because of the influence there. You may also focus a little bit more on your healthcare goals. So you may be a little bit more strict with yourself with eating habits, sleeping patterns, you know, diet and routines. Structures that will benefit you and your health. So this is actually a very positive influence for us all collectively. Also, when Saturn moves into Pisces, this is when karma is delivered. So if you've been good, then expect the good stuff coming your way. And if you haven't been so good, expect a little bit of that to be delivered to your door as well. Now, this influence also helps, you know, as I said, eradicate bad habits, but also it brings better mental health. So a lot of us will be focused on managing stress levels this year and making sure that we come to a little bit more of a peaceful dynamic, shall we say, to accomplish whatever it is we want to set out to do. We're not going to put pressure on ourselves is what I feel there for us all collectively. Now, Jupiter changes sign every year. That's a planet of good luck, expansion, and opportunity, and it's direct until May. So that's really a very beneficial influence because no matter whether Saturn brings strict changes, because you can see governmental changes regarding Saturn, especially with it being in Pisces, so there could be some rules and regulations that come in or some shock U-turns that go on throughout the year because of Saturn's influence. But because Jupiter is in play until May, it tends to soften the blow, shall we say. Now, Uranus also goes direct at the end of January, and that brings major changes and shocks. But because Jupiter is direct, of course, it does make it a little bit easier. We can see here the tower there for you as we go from January into February. So you may be in some way affected by this change, but we will go deeper on that. As I said, Uranus, when Jupiter is direct and Uranus goes direct as well, this can bring like a shocking change that is very positive. It brings innovation and opportunity. So not all changes are in the negative with Uranus. I just want you to be aware of that. The nodes change signs affecting eclipses this year, which also has the potential to change major global events. And Pluto is the big one, really. You know, it is a big deal. It changes signs every 10, 20 years, depending on the placements in the sky. Anything that's hidden or has been deeply embedded will come to light, okay? Any lingering or persistent issues that you've had or been experiencing will also be easier, shall we say. Major improvements will be seen. Any repetitive cycles have been negative will actually turn to positive for you. But if you will notice, this year in particular will be the kickstart of anything like on a global scale that has been hidden starts to come to light or starts to surface. Now, this could be documents or information that has been kept for decades. You know, governments may release certain papers or there may be leaks, shall we say, where there are important information released to society. So watch out for that. It could be a bit of an interesting year, shall we say. Now, your first card here is the Hierophant. So you're starting this year in the learning phase. So some of you may actually open yourself up to a course of learning straight away off the bat, or some of you may actually have taken a course of learning just on the cusp in December and into January where you, excuse me, continue it. I do apologize. My throat's been a bit in and out the last couple of days, probably because the reason why this reading's a little bit late, I just want to clarify, is because the neighbors are doing some sort of DIY or restructure and the builders have been drilling all day, okay? And that was all day yesterday. So there was no possibility of me doing a clear reading for you all. So I just want you to be aware, okay? And it may happen again, but we'll just have to work through it if it does. Now, the Hierophant, as I said, some of you may be picking up a hobby, or you may discover a course of learning that you want to. It's interesting. Every time I show you the card, I'm actually losing my voice. So let me just see what that's about. I'm going to ground myself. Just want to clarify at first, because my voice has been in and out like that, but every time I show you the card, the Empress, having courage. Some of you may have had difficulty with confidence, and this is something that you're learning. You're finding your voice this year, okay? So with the Empress card, this is about how you value yourself, and it's like some of you may have been putting a smile on things when things have been difficult behind the scenes. You may have been struggling with some sort of pressure, or you may have been feeling a little bit conflicted about your journey, but you're trying to present confidence, or you're trying to put a smile on it. It's almost like, you know, if you've got a wound, you're putting a plaster over it and trying to move on because you don't like to wallow in it. But you may feel behind the scenes sometimes that people don't understand your struggle, or you may have felt that people are just not seeing you or getting you, or even they're misunderstanding you in some way. So I feel with the Hierophant here, you're learning more about value this year in particular. I feel, I mean, every year everyone checks in and tries to resolve their sense of value and that they deserve more, because humans tend to settle for a lot less than they truly deserve. So I feel you are actually seeing your worth. And there's something here that perhaps you've been fighting for, or there's been a lot of competition around it. I feel like some of you, if for example you're trying to step into a leadership position or set up your own business, or you may have been training for something, because the Five of Wands is a card of training. So some of you may be in some sort of education program, or you know, take a course of learning in order to be the best at who you are, okay? Because some of you may take like a certificate, a course that brings a certificate that entitles you to more money, for example, just because you've taken a course of learning. Even though you've got the natural skills anyway, it's almost like an official stamp to like let others know you know what you're doing, even though you know what you're doing, but I feel like it opens you up to more money. So this is a real month where, you know, there's a lot of learning, or looking at the year ahead and focusing on what natural steps you need to take in order to get to where you want to go, okay? Also, I see this month as being a very philosophical month. Even though it's the Hierophant here, I get this sense of you really checking in with your faith, okay? Because I feel there's been a bit of a test of it. Now, some of you may be looking at your beliefs, okay? I get this sense of a newfound faith, trying to find that it's a new year, new you kind of energy. So you're definitely connecting to New Year's resolutions. With Saturn in the mix this year, it means that a lot of people will keep their resolutions for a lot longer. So better healthcare, eating, all of that, exercise. And I feel like that's how you are. You're in the zone, shall we say. Now, if you are in a working environment, I definitely see people in the hierarchy, people higher up are noticing your talents and your skills, and they want to take you higher is what I see there. So let me just clarify that. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see? Now, also, if you're retired, I feel like a lot of you are thinking about your spiritual path. You're really, I mean, look, the year of the Chariot is so going to work for you, okay? You are moving forward. Some of you may even be thinking about relocating or traveling, doing a lot more travel this year. Following your heart is definitely something I see. I get this sense of you looking at this year like go big or go home. You're making major changes, and the change, you're being very mature about the changes that you want to see happen in 2023. You recognize they start with yourself. Okay, where I get the sense that you are looking inwards and seeing the things that you want to change about yourself in order to make yourself happier. And I feel like you are finding the courage to eradicate anything that is outdated or negative in your world in order to push forward. Now, as I was saying, if you're retired, I definitely see travel for you. I definitely see a spiritual quest for meaning. And I feel some of you are really trying to use your time effectively so you're not wasting it, okay? Because time, of course, is so important. You got the watch there, which means I get the sense that you don't want to waste time. For those of you who are retired, I definitely see you looking at travel plans throughout the year. And some of you, I see you getting a good deal or a discount on something in the month of January in order to travel later on in the year, okay? So I definitely see a lot of that going on. If you're not retired, I definitely get this sense of ambition from this card. You are moving at high speed towards your goals, and you will accomplish them. You know, in every other reading that I've done this year, you can check it out, of course, if you want confirmation. But my guides have not reminded me, or because I'm channeling at the same time as doing a reading, my guides have not mentioned the year of the chariot. They haven't. Okay, this is the first reading that they reminded me it's year of the chariot, and there's a reason for that, because you're going to be governed by that chariot energy. Now, the chariot represents success, ambition, drive, confidence, and willpower. Okay, it's about believing in yourself and moving forward, knowing that there are different forces coming to your aid this year, which are helping you move to where you want to go. Some of you may want to relocate and look at property or real estate, and these may be the plans that are formulating in your mind that you will actually take action on throughout the year. Some of you may want to sell real estate, some of you may want to buy it, but I get this sense of you being on the move, traveling, and also restructuring your life in order to follow your heart and bring peace, okay? Because the King of Cups there is all about peace. Now, the Death card, of course, is about change, transformation, but it's more than that. This is a spiritual evolution. This card indicates progress, okay? So going deep within to make the changes that you feel necessary within yourself, and these will be reflected on the outside. So, for example, a lot more emotional care this year for yourself, a lot more compassion. You're eradicating any negative or toxic cycles or friendships or relationships, and anyone that you have fully invested your time, your care, and your devotion to, and you feel like that they have not put you as a priority at any point, I feel you may look at that relationship and wonder, are the reasons for not making your priority worth it? Okay, because of course, everybody, we've all got priorities, right? Okay, I can see some friends maybe once a year because I've got lots of priorities where I'm looking after family members, I'm making sure my folks are okay, I'm working, I'm doing this as well. So, you know, we've all got priorities and life gets in the way. And you've always got those friends that when you check in, maybe once a year, maybe a couple of times a year, you know, they are friends for life. You just ease back on in, okay? So sometimes we have to be aware that others just don't have the time to factor us in. And it's not that we don't want to make them a priority. It's just that, you know, some people are struggling with, you know, doing so much. And but also we have those friends that are extremely selfish, who come to you when they need something, but they're never there when you need something. Whether it's counseling, you know, to be a good friend, to talk soundboard off, or whatever. You know, there has to be some give and take in circumstances, and I feel like you're really looking at that. Okay, and we've also got the King of Cups, and this is a desire to follow your heart. Do something that you love and be good at it, be the best at it, because the kings are the masters, okay, in the tarot. So male or female, not a gender specific reading. This is about using your intuition to launch a big project or launch a big idea that you've got. So some of you may be making changes, because these are two major arcana cards for January. So this is a big month for you, for change, for transformation, and to make progress. So King of Cups, some of you may step into a leadership position, one that you will love. It gives you a lot of freedom. Intuitively, you know it's the right one for you, and also you feel comfortable. As you can see, the seas there are all like fraught with energy. You know, they are high seas. There's a lot of waves there. So even in difficult times, you're still getting this message that with ease you will launch something. You are protected. I get this sense that you know, you're comfortable with the natural flow of things, whether it's difficult or whether it's not. You see a way through the calm and you forge away. This figure has literally forged you know, an arch through the mountain in order to find the best way possible to launch something. So I definitely see you working smarter, not harder this year, and finding an easier way to do things rather than having to go all the way around the rocks. There's a passageway through. Now my guides are showing me the magnifying glass again. Interesting. When they show me it again, it means I haven't said exactly what they want me to say about it. So let me just pick up this energy. Okay, so they're indicating your intense focus on something will lead to you finding a portal of opportunity, okay? Because they were showing me, imagine the magnifying glass is positioned on some sticks and the sun is burning through the magnifying glass, is amplifying, and it's like creating fire. So it's almost like your focus and your passion will ignite your life in a really positive way. There's a lot of energy. And I feel that you are finding a way to do something that perhaps you have been focusing on and you found it difficult. It will start to formulate, and the plans that you make in January actually have a ripple effect throughout the rest of the year, okay? So whether they are your travel plans or major changes and restructures, I feel like you are making the major shocking restructure, okay? Because as we move into February, I feel this tower is you. I feel this is your, like, your moment to liberate yourself from something that you felt stuck in. In January, some of you may have felt there were rules and regulations or some sort of energy that's trying to repress you in some way. And I see February as breaking free. So even if you work within a difficult environment where there's a lot of stagnant energy, I feel like you're liberating yourself. Some of you, I mean, you got the Tower and the Fool card. So this indicates you are setting yourself free from something. Now, some of you may suddenly decide to leave your job, for example, or you may suddenly decide to go traveling and go on a new adventure, and you may shock a lot of people. So with the Tower, I definitely see that if you've been feeling stuck in a rut in some way, the Tower is to liberate yourself, take that leap of faith. Those two figures, they leap into the unknown, because it's better to take that leap of faith rather than stay where they're at, because the Tower is restrictive anyway, but the universe has sent a lightning bolt along as well in order to make things feel so uncomfortable in life that the only thing that you've got left to do is change the circumstances. Because sometimes life sends us lots of signs where it's like, you need to change, or this needs to change, or you need to move, or you need to do something, and we can look at it and go, okay, intuitively I'm seeing that sign as I need to change, or this something needs to be released from my life. But we hold on. Humans tend to hold on sometimes a lot longer to things that perhaps don't serve a purpose in their life, because we naturally fear change, okay? We do a little bit of calculation before we actually take a leap of faith. We don't just blindly just jump in. So I feel you are actually opening yourself up to radical change, and you're taking a risk, and it's a positive risk. It leads to the sun. So it leads to happiness, it leads to reward, it leads to wealth. So let's see what the Tower is for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? We've got the Page of Wands. Something, I mean, my guys just literally said, there's your magnifying glass. There's the magnifying glass, okay? A lot of that's been happening in these readings. You know, the other day when I did a reading for Gemini, they showed me a Labrador, and then a Labrador card came out. So they're really highlighting that they are sending me the energy to help you move throughout your year. The Page of Wands is about being bold. It's about stepping out of the comfort zone. And the Emperor is about you, you know, bossing up. You're going from King to Emperor energy. So this is about you protecting all that you've worked hard for, but also strategizing, formulating a plan that leads you to be in a very good position of success, okay? It could be that you suddenly receive news of a leadership position, because I get this sense that if you work for a company, I get a sense that, you know, people in positions of power in January are like assessing all the work that you've done to date, and they're really impressed with what you're doing, and they want to elevate you to a new position of status. Page of Wands is about also vision. So even if you decide, you know what, I don't want to work for somebody else, I want to work for myself, I get this sense of entrepreneurship going on about you as well, where a new idea, a new vision that you have, you act boldly on it, and it pays off. There's a lot of reward with regards to whatever it is you're thinking about. But that magnifying glass is really about whatever you focus on this year. Be bold. I get this sense of go big or go home. I get this real sense of energy of you doing something that leads you out of comfort zones, and it's really positive. Now, this is actually a good news month for you, okay, in February. I know it's the Tower, and we got the Emperor here. There could be some rules or regulations when you get the Tower and the Emperor. It can mean that there may be global or governmental regulations that come into play that may affect you in some way and try to restrict you in some way. But I feel you are very clever in terms of your intellect, and I feel like you find a way around it. Now, I don't feel like you find an illegal way around it. I feel whatever it is, whether it's a loophole or whether you find that it doesn't necessarily apply to you, I feel like it is it's legal. They want me to clarify legal, integrity, doing things with truth and honesty. Whatever it is, I feel like you do it the right way. Okay, let's put it that way. Also with the Page of Wands, this is a card of courage, using the initiative, and also having a lot of support around you. The Page of Wands can be a card of commitment, a commitment to your passions, to your desires, and to making things happen, to forging a way. And with that Emperor energy, I definitely see this sense. I mean, look at that. There's a crown. There's always a crown on top of the tower, and this Emperor here has got a really high crown here, so that's your inner knowing. The crown chakra is all about to know. Okay, so I feel like you will be successful. You know that you can put yourself in a leadership position or a position of power, or if you're stepping into setting up your own business, becoming an entrepreneur, it will be successful. Okay, and to know it will be so it's so important. I definitely see you branching out, blossoming. If you're retired, for example, I see some of you meeting a person that gives you really good advice during February, and I get this sense of perhaps you are traveling to a country that you've never been to before, or you're going out of a typical norm, shall we say. So for example, if you always go to the store a certain way, you may go somewhere else, take a different route to the store, and you may discover like a community center, or you may discover a class or something that you really enjoy doing that captures your attention, because I see a sign. I literally see a sign there where you have to message it, and I feel like you join that, and I feel like you meet someone who has got really great advice for you, someone who will become a friend for life, maybe even a little bit more. If you're looking for love, there is a potential to find new love in this month as well, a divine counterpart. Two of Swords. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Yeah, I feel like you blur the lines. I mean, the Chariot. Every sign I've been doing a reading for. So, for example, the Gemini sign that I did a reading for, they kept getting like, maybe it was Pisces. I can't remember the reading, but they kept getting a King of Pentacles. Every month I would clarify. It was like King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. You are governed by the Chariot. You're moving forward. So this may be travel. Two of Swords. I feel like if you're meeting this person and you're looking for love, this person starts off as a friend first, and I feel like the lines get blurred. Okay, and it does move into something a little bit more romantic later on. Okay, this person that you're meeting, they don't open up to everybody. They're quite a private person. They're very passionate. Okay, and this person, male or female, not a gender specific reading. It's about the energy, but I feel like you're curious about this person because they are a little bit like, it's not that they're aloof. I feel like they are just, how can I put that? They're quite modest, this person, but I feel like you blur the lines. But whenever you get a Tower as well, this indicates a Tower and a Two of Swords. It means anything that's stagnant or you're feeling unsure about or stuck about, you will find an answer that gives you a major revelation, a major release, and suddenly you will know the direction that you're headed in. Okay, so the Chariot is about moving forward. Nothing is getting in your way. So even if you feel stagnant, you're definitely moving forward. The Chariot is all about success. If you're connecting to a project, you may actually have like a eureka moment where suddenly everything like becomes full vision, color vision, where you're like, whoa, everything's so clear, and it allows you to move forward. This is a real potential month for people to change their direction, change their jobs, change how they feel about situations, and release themselves, because we've got the Fool card in March. Now the Fool card, of course, is opening yourself up to a new journey or a new path in some way, but it is, it's almost like those figures, they took a leap of faith, and now this figure is moving forward and having an exciting time. So I get with the Fool card that there is a sense of fun in the month of March, a lot more fun going on there. Freedom, this sense of freedom. So some of you may be starting new jobs or new projects in March. March, April is kind of like springtime. Everything just feels fresh and new in this month, where you have a spring in your step. But the decisions you make in February will actually ricochet throughout the year. And I feel this is a pinnacle month for you to be bold, out of your comfort zone, and see the world as being your oyster. You can accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. There's a lot of independence in the month of March as well. So the launching of a business may actually occur around about February, March time, okay? Maybe you're setting up the knowledge and the know-how, and then suddenly you launch it in the month of March. It's a really good month to do that. Now also, this is a month that has a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of drive, and most importantly, faith, knowing that you will be taken to wherever you need to go and that the universe has got your back, okay? This is a card also of, you know, opening yourself up to your true potential, which is a beginning in itself. So let us see what's happening for you there with the details. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands. They said this year was going to be very quick for you, and it really is. Okay, fast paced. Look at all the cards you keep getting. Chariot, Chariot, Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands, fast, fast. It's going to be, you know, a lot of opportunity headed your way. Knight of Swords is changing your life. It's making big decisions to change the way that you've been living. And as you can see, this figure here is painting out the cloud. So nothing is going to get in the way of the sun. And what's coming in April? The sun. Okay, so I feel very positive move towards a goal or a dream or an accomplishment. This is a very goal-orientated night. So whenever you get this card, this is about you, it's like your bond is your word. Whatever you're speaking into reality, because remember, thoughts become things. This is about you really expanding your horizons and realizing that anything is possible and you're going to make it happen. So whenever there's a knight involved with a goal, you know, the Knight of Swords gets it done really swiftly. It's like, this is my target, I'm on target, I got it done, I've accomplished it. Eight of Wands indicates good news, you accomplished it, moved on to the next. Okay, so I really get this sense of you hitting some sort of climactic energy, or you know, a project reaching a very important milestone and you being on to the next roundabout. The end of March, April, I see you being moving on to the next opportunity. Now, Knight of Swords may also be when you decide to relocate, okay? So I feel like this decision to relocate, it physically, I feel you may, for example, find something to relocate to round about March, and I feel round about July time, you may have all your stuff in the place, right? I feel like or you could close on an opportunity in real estate and, you know, move all your stuff there and settle in throughout the middle of the year. So with the Knight of Swords also, it's about your words being your power, okay? Let me see what else I'm getting from this card. Now, financially, I feel like you're being very strict with your finances. The Chariot card showing up several times indicates, you know, a desire to keep a tight rein on your finances. And with the Eight of Wands as well, I feel this is it's like energy is moving fast. You're prepared, you're organized for the pace, and your future self will thank you for protecting your finances, because there may be some economic fluctuations throughout the year and you're putting yourself in a really good position to weather a storm, okay? I get this energy from this card that you are learning something and responding differently to circumstances in order to find peace of mind. So I really feel like you are spiritually evolving throughout the year as well. Right is the worth. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords with the Eight of Wands is like you're making changes and they will be successful. Eight of Wands is a card of movement, things coming to a climax, speed, good news rushing in, and being in the flow of life and what it has to offer. So I feel like there's this spring on your step. I mean, it's like you elevate or you fly. So if you offered a leadership position around about February, I feel like you start to feel this elevated sense of success, reward, and that you are on target. I get this sense that you are on target this year to relish in these opportunities. This could be a job opportunity that comes in that, you know, takes you by surprise, but it elevates you. Eight of Wands also with the umbrella represents you being protected, especially when there's a lot of quick movement going on. I would say things are going to be really fast paced, so keep doing your due diligence. Take time to step out of the whirlwind of energy that will be going on around you in order to make sure that you or on the right track. So I really feel that's what the magnifying glass is all about for you, to remain focused. Now, if you're retired, I actually see some of you thinking about relocating abroad, as in maybe buying a holiday home or having one and deciding to go on a trip there. There may be a little bit of either a restriction or a delay around about this month. Let me just pull a card on that for you. Nobody likes to hear that, but I'm just picking up on it briefly. Some of you may also get a little more creative. Okay. Yeah, don't let it put you off. Yeah, the moon card can represent there may be some uncertainty, but you will forge a way. I keep getting this sense, you know, the pathway through the mountain, I feel like you will find a way. And there's this sense of independence and domesticity. It's almost like, oh, should I rebook it for somewhere other time during the year, or should I just sit with the delays and just go for it? I get this sense that you just go for it, okay? The Seven of Wands also says don't give up. Okay, keep true to what you are hoping to do in the first place. Okay, stick to your plans is what I feel here. Now, also, some of you may actually take up a second stream of income or a side hustle here as well. I get this sense of freelance work working for you. So there may be an opportunity that you pick up in March there that brings in a little bit more finances. Let me just see what I'm getting. Yeah, follow your hunches, listen to your intuition, because you don't want to, I just get this sense of, you know, I mean, these two cards are like, don't go too fast, right? Seven of Wands is a card of don't give up, but, you know, don't rush in. And there's this energy that's flowing around you, which is really fast. And the moon card can be like unseen events come to light, or something hidden comes to light. Spiritually, I feel like you are making a major breakthrough in terms of personal development. And this is when I feel, especially if you're retired, I'm only saying this because you may have a bit more time, but whether you're retired or not, I definitely see this as a month where you pick up creatively and start a book or start a blog or start something where you use your voice to help others, or to be a cathartic force. It will actually bring you a lot of wealth, is what I'm seeing there as well. Okay, as we move into April, the sun. So this is success. This is your target. This is your goal being met, and there's a lot of peace here. This is a card of being in a really powerful, positive position and being successful, being optimistic. There's a lot of joy in this month, celebration, family events working out in your favor, a little bit more peaceful than usual, shall we say. And we've got the sun card indicating whatever it is you're building, you have reached a point or a pinnacle where you're proud of yourself. Okay, the sun card is a card of things having a positive outcome. So even if you felt they were difficult, or you've been going through, you know, some restrictions, I feel everything works out in your favor. Now, this is a card where you recognize everything is possible. You've been using the law of attraction strongly, and I feel things are happening for you and not to you, which is a very positive, law of attraction. The Two of Cups at grassroots, the Two of Cups is the law of attraction. Your heart attracts what you truly desire. There is union between your heart and your goals, and therefore you are magnetizing them towards the physical plane. Now, as I said, you may meet someone. If you're looking for love, February is a real potential month for you to find somebody, but it starts off as a friendship. By April, it develops into a loving relationship. This person, soulmate energy here, there's a bond and an understanding between you and this person that goes deeper than anybody you've ever met, okay? And it's important because it started off with friendship first. And that's why the foundation has been laid. There's a lot of reciprocity in this relationship, and it's, dare I say it, nobody really wants that person that you finish each other's sentences. I feel like you won't do that physically, but this is the sort of person you get each other on a different level, on a cellular level. It's kind of like there's a lot of intuitive energy, you know, almost like psychic understanding between you and this person, okay? Now, Two of Cups also is a contract, can be a contract of something, an agreement coming on in that you will love with all of your heart. So let me just get a little bit more for you. King of Cups. This is the go big or go home moment. Whatever it is you've been channeling from January, April is the pinnacle month where you're like so proud of yourself. You got it. You hit your target. This is, you know, you launch something big and it works out for you. Okay. I'm just going to go one more just to see. I mean, it's probably going to be the Chariot card again, but thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Spirit Angels. Can you please? Ace of Swords. Now, Ace of Swords, new ideas. So you are an ever-moving sign, my beautiful Capricorn. As soon as you've come to term on a certain project, you know, you're on to the next idea and you're always hustling or moving forward. So I feel like the Ace of Swords is basically good karma and a breakthrough of some sorts, or a vision, some sort of clarity on, you know, it's like your breakthrough moment. You did it, whatever it was for you, okay? It's all being accomplished by the month of April there. Ace of Swords also indicates, you know, you subtly knowing what to do, subtly knowing your way, having that clarity and understanding that you must act upon. Like, for example, as I said, you will know that this person is your soulmate. You will know that you've hit a pinnacle point and hit your target of whatever it is you are launching. Ace of Swords, I feel like you're fully in the flow of writing a book or a blog by then, and I feel like this is, you know, this is the perfect moment for you to be in that zone to communicate what's deep in your soul. I get this sense of it being cathartic as well, as I said. A lot of mountains keep appearing in the cards that they're giving me for you, and I feel like you're finding ways to overcome any difficulty. So I'm not saying it's going to be an easier year, but what I am saying is that you find a way to make it work for you, okay? So I feel you have that intelligence. This is a card of IQ, okay? This is a card of power, of discipline and responsibility, taking accountability for your achievements and being really accurate on what it is you want to accomplish, okay? You're being really honest with yourself. So the Sun, of course, is a card of the light, the truth, being honest with yourself, and it's like something is being illuminated in April where you see your way clearly and you forge a path. You take the necessary steps to move forward. Now, the fact that you've got the Lovers card, I feel like this goodness, this law of attraction energy stems right into May for you as well. This is a really good month for you as well. The Lovers card is all about choice. It used to be called a choice card. So I feel like you've got a lot of options in this month to follow your heart in different directions. So you may challenge yourself in a different way. And by challenge, I mean you want to keep things interesting. You want to be enthusiastic about what you do, because boredom really chips away at your soul and you just can't take it. Okay, I mean, you're very good at focusing on something and doing it relentlessly until it's done. And you don't get bored by that. What I mean is when you're sitting there and you feel like you're wasting your time, you get really frustrated. So with the Lovers card, I feel like you're opening yourself up to new options. Because we got the Two of Cups here and the Lovers card here as well, this is just solidifying that this person that you meet early on in the year is your soulmate. If you are already in a relationship in 2023, by the time you hear this message, I feel like you and your person, you may either exchange vows. Some of you may get married in this month, or some of you may, your person may pop the question if you're not if you're not engaged to this person. Some of you may move in with your person around about this month as well, but I feel like there is a surprise for you in this month for some reason. So let me just see what that is. The Lovers card also is about contracts. So it can be things coming to term, coming to form. The Lovers card is like partnerships or sacred kinship, people that you really care and love in your life. And also it's like you nudging yourself with your new ideas and asking yourself, you know, if you could create anything with love, what would be the main ingredient? What would be the main thing that you would want in your life? Balance, peace, a peaceful life, things to be easier. Knight of Cups. I mean, there's so much love. I'm telling you. April, May time, it is like the birds are singing, love is all around you. You may not, even if you came to 2023 and you're like, you know what? I don't believe in love anymore. I'm not going to connect to it. I mean, Two of Cups. I keep shuffling the cards. So they're telling me that this is a month of love, of the law of attraction. I would say check in around about April, May time. Both those months, write a list of the things that you want, because you're strongly in the law of attraction. There's a lot of duality about this month as well. So, you know, there's the Temperance card is like all these ingredients, blending to make something really special. Normally, you know, you see the Temperance card, she is mixing the waters from the cups. So you're blending something to create something very unique. So I feel patiently you're working on something that will let you spread your wings, help you elevate, and there's a lot of balance and peace in your life. This is a very important month for being honest and being in your authenticity. I mean, look at that. We've got the raw heart there, opening your heart to all the peace and love that is available. Also, we've got the lotus flower there, which indicates peace. These doves are peace. So a very peaceful month. But what is the surprise? I want to see what the prize is here. Okay, with the Two of Cups, it's like you're attracting this with positive thoughts. But I do feel like there's a surprise. So I'll use a different deck to see if I can get, what is the surprise here? I'm picking up a surprise this month. Ace of Wands, the Sun. Well, the Ace of Wands is like creative energy, a boost, a lot of chemistry. This is like a brilliant spark. Could be a new project that is a surprise. I mean, I'm taking the uprights and reversals in this deck, and they gave you two uprights. The Ace of Wands, which means the universe sends, you know, a wonderful surprise out of nowhere that really affects your vision or helps you go on a new adventure. When you get the Ace of Wands also, this is like a breakthrough moment where it's time to dream big, because you have the potential to hit another milestone, because we've got the Sun available to you again. So whatever this is, it will again be very successful. It will bring you a lot of joy, be very fruitful. It's something you're passionate about, that's for sure. But I feel like you're deepening your intensity and your connection with a person that you're already with by this point. You're very inspired in this month. You may take on a creative development project. Also, if you set up a business by this point, I feel like it's very enterprising. It starts to be far reaching. You may have new clients, or a new client in particular who is like famous is what I'm picking up on, who will talk about your product or whatever it is you do. And I feel like this is like a partnership that, because they respect whatever it is you do. I mean, for example, if you're setting up a social media platform, it could be that someone who's very famous notices your platform, enjoys what you love doing and sharing in terms of content, and they like and subscribe and they do all those things, and they pay attention and they start talking about your channel because they love what you do. So I feel like there's some sort of attention coming to you in the month of May there. It will be a surprise. It's a pleasant one. As I said, you know, Saturn is all about being strict with ourselves in order to accomplish what we want to do. So we actually use that Saturn energy to remain focused and steer ourselves in the direction we want to head in. And you keep moving towards the Sun, which is success, abundance, joy, and a peaceful energy. But it's also about spiritual awakening. So suddenly you may have an aha moment. I feel like you're going to have lots of those bubbling up throughout the year. If you're retired, I get the sense of, you know, you loving wherever you are in this moment. There's a lot of love available to you, a lot of attraction available to you as well. And I feel like a lot of you round about this month will do, I mean, if you are green fingered, shall we say, I see a lot of you thinking about, or even, you know, you've been planting your own vegetables or growing your own fruit, things like that. I get this sense of you being out and growing. Okay, so this may be harvest time for you, like physically, or you're putting a lot of energy into, and there may be more harvest time around about July, August time. But I definitely see some of you maybe planting or investing in things that are naturally good for the body. And also for the eyes, because I see flowers there as well. I do see a very social month. In May, some of you may connect to social gatherings or community events, and you know, we've got this star energy as we move into June. So a lot of healing, a lot of catharticism going on there as well. The star energy represents a wish or a desire that is coming to term, something that perhaps you've been manifesting, and you know, it's like being very clear and hopeful that there is more to come. the star energy is really about noticing that there is a brighter future on the horizon, and that the universe is aligning things up for you to work in your favor. Also, the star represents there being a new version of yourself, where you look back and the changes that you've made at the beginning of the year, you're really proud that you made them, because it's put you in a really good position. You feel good about your body, about your mind, your spirit, your soul, and you just feel like, you know, you've got more energy to connect to the things that you love doing. So let me see the star for you. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. If some of you, for example, have been going through unwellness, or perhaps you've got a procedure that you are having in the month of May, or it's scheduled for May, I definitely see healing and you powering up your energy as you move forward. So June will be a month of healing for you, and July will be you up and running and back to best. Okay, the Emperor. So again, the cards keep repeating themselves. The Emperor, the Chariot card, the Two of Cups. So this is a year of focusing on your ambitions. Your plans are working. The Hermit. So there is your focus. The Hermit energy, some of you may go off grid a little bit in order to recharge your batteries, because this star energy is about healing. As you can see, that the Hermit always shines the star because it's searching for inspiration, searching for hope. And, you know, it's like some of you may have, because I'm getting this energy in the month of May, that you spread yourself a little bit thin. And as you come into June, and I'm clarifying June right now, I feel like you're recharging your batteries, okay? Taking some time out to really just sit with yourself, with your ideas, be re-inspired again. And the Hermit energy indicates this philosophical energy of you asking yourself, how far are you along the path? Where are you right now? How has your journey been? And what do you want to change as you move forward? This card also is an indication that you're listening to inner guidance, you're listening to your heart, and you're contemplating the next part of the journey, but finding your voice in this time out, where you calculate what is the best way to extend your energy as you move forward. The Hermit also indicates new opportunities arising for you, because sometimes when we are moving forward at high speed and we're making things happen, you know, we feel like sometimes we're not getting anywhere, and then we just take a step back and we pause and we go, okay, I'm going to take the pressure off. I'm just going to really focus on me for a little bit. Then things start to pop up. Opportunities start to come towards us. We can't always be moving forward. Sometimes we have to step back and trust that the universe is bringing us what we desire. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune there, which indicates some good luck, very benevolent month for you, of opportunity, of your plans headed in the right direction. But you may feel a little bit in hermit mode where you go off grid, a little bit to focus on something, because I get this year in particular for you is all about focus. As you can see, you're working something out and your heart knows the way. And I get this sense that good luck will follow you in this month. It's going to be wonderful opportunities, things work out in your favor. With the Emperor card energy, I get this sense of your strategy or your plan will be successful. And there's also a little bit of luck there in this month as well, where things work out even better than you kind of expected, okay? I feel like you're branching out or you are far reaching. I feel this energy does extend from the previous month as well, but I mean, these are three major arcanas. So this month, June, is a big month for you when it comes to you being successful, being in a strong position of power, seeing clearly the direction you're headed in, and seeing that luck is on your side, okay? I really feel Jupiter steps in for you and helps you during this period with lots of lucky breaks, things working out perfectly, and things, you know, your risk or gamble, whatever it is you decided to change around about March time, I feel like it works out in your favor, okay? And you can see that you are glad that you took that risk, that gamble, because it pays favorably for you. I really do feel like this is a bit of a check-in about your journey, because whatever is decided in these 2 months, I feel like you get moving on in the Chariot card. Okay, we're in July now. This is July. This is moving forward. I mean, the Chariot card is a Cancerian card. So June, July is Cancerian season. So I feel like you are in the flow of moving towards where you want to go. I do feel like you may be a little bit more sensitive than usual in this month. Cancerians are your opposing energy. So I do feel like you will be a little bit more in fluctuations of your emotions. Okay, is what I'm seeing. But the Chariot card indicates breakthrough moments, success, and you're really powered by the energy of this year, power up of confidence. So because some of you will be healing, the tower keeps sticking out to me when it comes to the star, because you go from the tower to the star and to the Emperor. And when I clarified this energy, that the Emperor showed up for you. So it's like the journey you've had. If you've had some shocking experiences in February, I feel like you heal this and it puts you in a really good position. It opens you up to a lot of choice, and some of you may do life differently based on the experience you had in February. So remember that. I feel like February is a pinnacle month, and I feel like it changes everything. But as you come into June and July, I feel like you're moving on from it, whatever it is. Now let me just clarify that Chariot card, because if you see with this Chariot card as well, the star is behind. So I feel like you move on from the star, you move on from the healing. There's a lot of luck. It gives you clarity of where you want to go. You're newly inspired. Could be a new project that you take up. Could be Knight of Swords. I mean, I keep shuffling the cards, my beautiful Capricorn. You keep seeing the cards that keep coming up for you. Six of Cups. And the Three of Wands. What I see here is you kind of being a little bit nostalgic, but talking yourself out of looking back. I feel like you're looking forward anyway, because when you look back, you tend to have, and this is not just you, my beautiful Capricorn, it's humans in general, we tend to look at the positive, but also we tend to remember the negative and think, you know what, that was a bad experience. And we revisit it in order to sometimes have conversations of how we hoped it could have gone, okay, in order to readdress the energy. But with the Knight of Swords, I feel like you are eradicating things that were negative in the past. Six of Cups is a nostalgic card, but it's also a card of being fulfilled. Looking back at memories and recognizing that you don't live in the past anymore. The present is more important. The present is actually better. The past is an illusion. We can't go back to that space. So we can learn from it, but we move on from it. Also with the Six of Cups, it's not all about nostalgia, and because I feel like round about this month, you may have a message from someone that you haven't seen for a while. Okay, now I'm not saying it's going to be an ex. Let's pull a card on it and see if it's someone romantic. But I get this sense that there is a message. Someone reaches out because they're missing you in this month. So let me just clarify. I was going to go there, but they want me to go here. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Five of Cups, King of Swords. Someone that you think about from time to time. Someone perhaps that you did feel you lost out on, or those sad feelings there. Okay, there was expectation but disappointment. So Five of Cups there. This is someone who disappointed you, or may have tried to repent, and may try to say sorry for leaving you in a moment of need. Okay, because I feel like this person maybe abandoned you right when you needed them, or the King of Swords here is someone that thinks about you a lot and how they disappointed you. This person has a lot of guilt, okay, and they have difficulties trying to reconcile this in their head because of this guilt. So I feel this person will reach out. They've been thinking about you a lot. This message may even be like, I'm thinking about you, I miss you. It doesn't have to be an ex, okay, but it's someone who let you down. So it could be a family member, it could be a friend, someone that I feel like they do genuinely have remorse for whatever it is that happened. And I feel you do think about this person from time to time, or this situation from time to time. And I feel there were harsh words that were said. And I feel it was wounding, but I feel this is something that can be overcome. Three of Wands, I get this sense of you moving on to new opportunities. Constantly you've got ships showing up for you, which indicates you're all about your journey, your calling this year. You're thinking about your direction and you're not looking back. Three of Wands indicates you're on the right path. Okay, it says that there are new opportunities. You're a tower or a pillar of strength, and you're free to embrace all these wonderful opportunities that come your way. You get to decide which opportunities you take are right for you and which ones you feel are not meant for you. Because remember, whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. So you have the options, okay? And thoughts become things. So you can change your reality at any given moment. All you have to do is envisage something different and take a step towards that, okay? Three of Wands also indicates that there are an array of opportunities headed in your direction. This is a card of paying attention, keeping your eyes peeled. Don't be looking back, look forward, because you may miss something. So again, I get some of you may want to take things to the next level in your career, and there may be an opportunity there to speak to the right people. I feel like there's an invitation in this month. And you may think about not going to it, okay? But I feel like it's very beneficial. Use your intuition, of course. If it's something that you feel unsafe to go to, then absolutely don't go. But if it's something that you're like, oh, you know what, I'm exhausted, and you know, I should go, but I just, you know, of course, it's important to honor how you feel in each moment, but I feel like you would miss an opportunity there to speak to somebody. You'll get to speak to this person again later on, because whatever is meant for you will never pass you by, but it will take some time. The universe will orchestrate another meeting. So just remember, there's an invitation there for you in this month where I feel like it's probably beneficial to go to it, okay? Now, the Six of Cups also indicates good news, okay? A gift or an offer, something coming on in that brings happiness towards you. I feel this is a very pleasurable month. A lot of you may go traveling in this month. You may have a vacation planned already, or you may actually do a quick trip in this month, but there's definitely travel for this month. You've got several moments to travel throughout the year, so perhaps that's one of your promises to yourself, to be very frugal with your finances, but find good deals and opportunities to travel to make life interesting. Some of you, it could be you travel out of state or out of town. You may remain within the same country, but some of you may want to go overseas, but I definitely see movement and travel in that month for you. I would say breakthrough success here, okay? I would say this is a month that you will not forget, the month of July, okay? Now, as we move into August, we've literally got the Leo card, which is, of course, July into August is Leo month. So very, it's really interesting because it's like you're governed by certain energy. July, August, and September is Libra. So I guess, well, it's Libra Taurus. So, I mean, it could be on that cusp between Virgo, Libra energy. So I feel like you have a lot of influences from Cancerian energy, Leo energy, and Libra energy towards the end of the month. And that's all about justice, truth, passion, power, focus, and sensitivity. Okay, so I really feel you'll be embodying those energies at the end of throughout those 3 months. The Courage card is a card of self-care. It's about overcoming any difficulties and realizing that you are a natural born leader. You are a force to be reckoned with. This is the inner roar, but it's about maintaining direction, not letting anyone derail you from your overall plan. As you can see, we've got an eagle there. Someone did say it was a condor, but when I looked it up, it's an eagle. So I just want to be clear on that. But eagle, condor, it's about seeing the bigger picture, okay? With this Courage card, I feel like you're going from strength to strength. But most importantly, this is because I feel like this is a busy month for you, okay? And I'm talking about July. July is a very busy month for you. And I feel August is a bit more about recharging your batteries, making sure those self-care structures are in place. Let's see what else is going on here. We've got the Justice card. Yeah, heavily governed by this Libra energy, the sense of justice, truth, honesty, good karma coming your way, but some decisions need to be made. Yeah. We've got the King of Wands the King of Swords as well. So yeah, you're being your head a little bit this month, okay? Seeing things clearly, trying to get the truth of something, and strategizing, analyzing things. The order of things is what I see here. And this is a very strong month for manifestation as well for you. Justice card, major arcana card, which means that things are being rebalanced. Energy levels, I don't know why they're giving me sugar levels. Okay, so perhaps some of you suffer with diabetes, or you are looking at your sugar intake and you're trying to eradicate the bad sugars and only take in the natural sugars. They just gave me the sugar levels, so there may be something health related regarding sugar levels in the month of August for you. The Justice card is showing me that it's recalibrated. It's all okay. Everything's right. It's in the right position again. Now also the Justice card is about cause and effect. So I feel like you're making some decisions that will affect the rest of your year in this month. Also, this is about making adjustments. Making adjustments to focus on some me time. Making adjustments to find ways to work in a more easier fashion so you're not burnt out. Some of you may also experience some sort of legal or be thinking about taking legal action in some area of your life during the month of August. I mean, legal action doesn't have to be like you're taking someone to court. It can be that you are signing contracts for something. You are actually, I would say, if you're given any contracts in the month of August, really pay close attention, because the King of Swords is there, which means it requires analysis, thought, and judgment. Okay, when you get the King of Swords there, this is about you being a pro at managing things. So I definitely see a lot of leadership positions going on throughout the year. I definitely see a sense of the natural order of things, being clear on what you want. Some of you may even be called as a witness to something in the month of August is what I'm seeing as well. So whether that's you're going to be on a jury, or whether that's going to be, you just notice something and you're asked to give a statement. I just see you being a witness to something in the month of August where your voice or your witness statement is required. Okay, that's unusual that that's coming through, but that is. King of Swords is about the thing that you've been thinking about. You're manifesting it. Thoughts are really becoming things in this month for you. You've got the Magician card there. I really feel this is about you in a very detached manner, shall we say, of thinking about something and it's showing up. So trying to remain positive, shall we say, in a state of mind that is clear of negative energy or doubt. Okay, the Magician card is about you're very talented, you're so gifted, you have everything you need to get you to where you want to go. So if you have set up your own business or you are an entrepreneur, I see some of you having to focus on legalities or paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork and business going on in this month, okay? But it's bizarre because it requires less energy than the month before, is what I'm seeing. It's like, oh, you got to sit down now, have a coffee or whatever, and then go over some paperwork, some documentation. Some of you, there's something about a passport in this month as well, is what I'm seeing. Passport. So it may be that, for example, you have to find your passport and you've forgotten where you put it. Or I just get this sense of you requiring to find a document that perhaps you put away for safekeeping. And it'll take you a couple of days to really realize where it is. And you may feel a little bit frustrated at first, is what I'm picking up there. Okay. But again, a very strong month for manifestation. The Magician card is again an energy to remind you of your focus. So it's like, even though this is a bit of a downtime month where you focus on documentation, I mean, some of you may even start to prepare your tax in this month. I feel like you need to keep focused. Okay, need to keep focused. Yeah, that's what I keep coming up with. Need to keep focused. Anything more? There is a potential. I'm going to pull a card on it. I feel like a truth comes to light in this month. Okay, so a truth comes to light. Someone may tell you a secret, or there was some sort of gossip that leads you to some information. Knight of Wands. Yeah, it could be like a Knight of Wands is a card of a new adventure. Or Page of, oh, it was in the reverse. Sorry, I've got the reverse there. I was in the reverse. Page of Cups. Okay, so someone may tell you about someone that they are seeing, okay? This is what's coming through on this. There may be a friend of yours who tells you that they're seeing someone new and they're falling in love with that person, but that person, it seems like, I almost don't want to say this because it seems like this person that they're interested in may, they've got a lot of chemistry with this person, but love is not on their mind in that moment. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Doesn't mean it can't turn into love, but I feel in this moment, I feel this person may come to advice. Your friend may come to you for advice, and you will be able to see clearly that this person that they're seeing is not intending to settle down at this stage of their life. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but in that moment. So I feel like it's best for you to be honest with this person, your friend, and say, well, it looks like this person is enjoying life and is not leading a life right now that looks like they want to settle down. Okay, so it's not that it can't turn to love, but it's that this person could be here today, gone tomorrow kind of energy. Okay, so I don't really like giving that message, but that's something I see coming up. This is something that will happen to your friend, not to you. I just want you to be aware because I see it as advice that you give to somebody. Okay, then we move into the month of September, and this is all about you being the best version of yourself, recognizing that you've had a lot of confidence and you've actually required to put in, it's not that you've had to put in little effort, but I feel like things are being in a bit more of a flow for you this year. So with the Empress card, I see all the projects that you've had bubbling up. I see them blossoming, coming to something really rewarding. You're going to be rewarded for your effort, shall we say. Things pay off. I get this sense of this knowledge. You know, there's another owl there, so I do see owls as being a symbol that you will see throughout the year, along with perhaps, I mean, the ring. I mean, I feel like a bear is something that you'll see quite a lot. Bear imagery, owl imagery, magnifying glass. These are things that you will see throughout the year, okay? I know the ring came up, but I feel the ring was just to indicate to me contracts. Or extraordinarily for you. The Empress card also is about you nourishing yourself, okay? And for those of you who've been in the garden or on an allotment, or you've got your own land if you're lucky, you may be growing things. I feel like, you know, you're reaping the rewards of all your effort that you have sown. The Empress card really tells me that you are going to be very productive in this month and that you are a very creative, and very gifted individual. So some of you may, you know, explore your creativity a little bit more in that month. For some of you who are getting into relationships here, there is a real potential to have children, or, you know, if you are already, let me see, this is the 9th month. So some of you, if you've come to 2023 already with somebody, and you are pregnant, of course, by January or February, you may have that child around about September time. So because it's a very fruitful month, shall we say, of delivering or giving birth to new ideas. The star energy, loving that. It's a wish fulfilled. 8 of Cups. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Okay, so we have Wheel of Fortune. This is a beautiful month for you, okay? The Star and the Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Cups indicates, you know, you are releasing anything negative. It can also be that you're venturing into uncharted territory, and it's going to be very beneficial for you because a wish is being delivered. The Star energy, a lot of hope, a lot of, you know, I get this, a lot of clarity, a lot of, let me see what else I'm getting here. Faith, belief that things can happen. Faith, it's like you look back and you see that you had faith, and it makes you realize that as long as you've got faith, you've got the courage of your convictions and the power of your mind, you can make things happen for you. Okay, so I really feel there's some sort of victory or happiness in this month. 8 of Cups indicates that you are walking away from anything that has the power to upset you. People don't have access to your energy to give negative vibes. This can be you again thinking about your journey, restarting something, or freedom from something. There can be some travel connected to this, but I really feel the 8 of Cups is like a journey of discovery, where you realize that the power of your abilities, that you know you are in command to make the abundance flourish around you, but also there is an element of fate involved as well. And I do feel like the Wheel of Fortune works very benevolently throughout your whole year. I feel like you recognize you followed your heart and you won. That's what I feel. In September, you followed your heart and you won. Major transformation here for you. Let me just pull a card on that Eight of Cups. I just wanted, because I feel this year, as I said, is all about your calling or all about your journey. I mean, you got the Empress again. So they're just giving the same energy. You will notice that a lot of, whenever I clarify, especially on the yearlies, my guys are like, I gave you that energy for that month. That's the energy I mean. And the Empress is like totally in your zone, sitting there proud of yourself with your efforts, you know, things flourishing around you and knowing that you did the best that you could do and it worked out in your favor. Okay, so a lot of great energy in September, and that Empress card showed up in the upright. As we move into I just want to clarify that we've got the Empress and Emperor together in the months. So this could be, as I said, that, you know, having a child or building a family. For some people, building a family is having a dog or a cat or animals. If you can't have children, for example, or you don't want children, it's all about choice, of course. But I feel strongly you are a unit with this person. And again, male or female, not a gender-specific reading. It's about divine counterparts. So whoever you love, I feel you and your person will be a unit as you move throughout the year. Now we've got the Emperor energy here, which is all about success. It's about planning though. So I even see you planning the next stages for 2024. You're ahead of the game. You're ahead of most, because most people start planning in the month of November. And that's what you've got there as well, the Judgment card, which is about decisions to be made on your calling. But the Emperor is like you're starting early, okay? This is a card also of being strict with yourself, with your diet, and with your finances and with exercise. The Emperor card is a card of success and structure, of leadership, and that divine masculine energy to take action. So this is about the feminine energy of opening yourself up to all rewards. And then the next is taking action on the next thing that you know you will be successful in doing, okay? So let me just pull a card on the Emperor. You keep getting these birds of prey as well. So I feel like you have a target, you're right on target, but you're seeing the bigger picture because you're taking steps along the way of the bigger picture. So some of you, as I said, you may want to move home this year. I see you moving to a more rural energy, countryside. Some of you though may, for example, if you are living with flatmates, you may move into a new apartment. I really get this sense of relocation as well throughout the year. I see good investments that you're making coming to a really good fruition there. We've got the Fool card and we've got the High Priestess. So I would say with the Fool card and the High Priestess, it's like, be cautious of taking risks. Stick to the plan is what I see. Just go one more. I feel like you're taking leaps in faith. Yeah, remain patient and balanced. Stick to the plan is what I feel is for this month. The Fool card is about, of course, taking that leap of faith or opening yourself up to a risk or, you know, taking a risk, seeing that you've got something and wanting something bigger, you know, having that plan to get the bigger buttercup there. She's already got a small buttercup in her hand. I hope you can see that. And there's a bigger one available, but it's attached to an alligator's tail. So it's a risk, right? So it's like, don't take any unnecessary risks because you've got the High Priestess, which is a card of caution. It's a card of like, use your intuition if you're taking a risk. Make sure you do your due diligence. So it's like, yeah, stick to the plan. I'm not saying you can't take a risk. What I'm saying is do your due diligence. Make sure you check in because there are uncertain circumstances around the thing that you're trying to connect to, okay? Because we've got the Moon there, which represents uncertainty or something hidden. And, you know, we've got another ship here. So it's connected to your journey, connected to your calling. High Priestess also is about you developing your skills. So I feel you have a lot of intuitive and psychic gifts, right? So some of you may be planning to develop those in a deeper way in the month of October. And there may be a group of people that you feel, say for example, you wanted to learn scrying, okay? You take a course in scrying and you get to the group and you feel that the group, there's something about this group that you feel, I can't put my finger on it, but it doesn't feel like they're learning scrying for their highest good. They could be using it for negative, for example, because these forces are available to us, but we can use them for the positive or the negative. I, of course, use it for the positive. I have a candle. I can only read with the light, and you know, I use it for positive energies. But there may be darker forces. There may be a person in that group who is a little bit negative. So just watch out for that, okay? I feel like there's another group that you can connect to. So the High Priestess is all about having faith as well. It's almost like having faith in the slowness of the month, because I feel like this could be a bit of a slow month for you. And it's like, be confident in the pace of the month, because I feel you're blending, you're mixing things up. You don't want to go too quickly. Just stick to the plan is what I feel for this month for you, okay? Now, also, as we move into November, we've got the Judgment card, and this is all about your calling again, but this is about you checking in and leaving your old life behind, and like basically having a decision to make, because when you get this, it's like a fork in the road, making a choice that is based on your highest good. Connecting to source, this is your true prosperity path. So as you can see, in October, you're connecting to source, or you're connecting to some sort of gift that you have. It could be a psychic gift, doesn't have to be about scrying. It could be anything that you're trying to connect to. It could be like you want to do a spiritual business or take a spiritual trip somewhere. I get this sense of you really discovering yourself and your true north this year. The Judgment card is like checking in to make sure that you're on that and leaving the things behind that are not necessary for you. This is a month of great, what's that word I want? Rejuvenation in energy. They're actually showing me, oh wow, they're showing me a paper heart. A paper heart. It's almost like an origami paper heart. Okay, so paper heart, it may be that you are someone right now who has drawn a paper heart or cut one out, or maybe you're going to get very creative in this month, or hearts are about, you know, doing something that you love, and paper can indicate that, you know, it's not something that's set in stone. It's something that perhaps you can change direction on. We've got the Page of Cups there, so it could be an offer. The devil, yeah. There's some sort of temptation here. Let me just pull some more cards there. Five of Cups, King of Cups. Yeah, I mean, I feel it extends from the previous month, which is like stick to the plan. Okay, so there could be an offer here that's really tempting that comes in, but I feel like you may want to let it go. Okay, the Devil card, I mean, Capricorn, that is your card. It doesn't have to be a negative card, but I am picking up temptation from this because they're really highlighting the cherries for me. Okay, it has the power. This opportunity, it seems too good to be true is what I'm seeing. And I get this sense of stick to your plan. Let me just pull a card separately on the Devil card and the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is like, don't be thinking about what is not going right for you or what you feel like you haven't achieved by this point, because it is yet to come. Sometimes we are so focused on the things that we feel have not worked out, or they haven't shown up in the time frame we wanted, and we're not aware that there is something better being orchestrated from the universe, and it keeps us stuck. It keeps us stuck in our head, and we start to fantasize about new things. I always say, it's important when it comes to the law of attraction, think about what you want. Really think of the words to describe it and write it down. And every time you think about the things that you want to manifest, say those words in exactly the same way. Because every time you say what you want in a different way, you reorder with the law of attraction kitchen. Okay, so it's important to realize that sometimes if you say, I really want to find love, and I want that person to be honest, kind, and open, and then the next day you say, dear universe, I really want to find love. They must be handsome, honest, kind, open, and loving, and, you know, very adventurous. And it's like, okay, well, there are new ingredients. So the order goes back to the kitchen so we can find new ingredients to put in that order. So it's important to recognize that, okay? Page of Cups is an offer coming on in, but sometimes the Page of Cups can connect to like an offer that is like a fantasy. Okay, so that's why I want to, with these cards, it can mean that there's potentially an offer that is like too good to be true. Okay, but also the Page of Cups showing up in this way is so important because it's like, remember your purpose, don't be derailed. Okay, so that's why I want to pull a card. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Nine of Wands. Keep going. Don't give up. You know, Nine of Wands is like, be cautious. Be cautious against this. Thank you so much. Guard yourself against this. separate yourself from this. Okay, I mean, you may be disappointed because you may feel that it's like it's really good, but you have an intuition underneath. It's like, is it too good to be true? I feel long term you will be disappointed by this, whatever this is. It's an opportunity that comes in this month, and you may even hear later on that it was not meant for you. The Chariot card, move on. Okay, stick to the plan. The Chariot card is showing up again. Stick to your plan, keep moving away from this negative energy or this opportunity. Now also, I'm getting a sense here of finances. This is a strong month where you may feel compelled to splash the cash. I would say with the Chariot card showing up is like, keep a tight rein on your finances, because, for example, you know, it's good to go out and have fun with friends. That's not splashing the cash and wasting it because you're building memories. But it's so important to remember, especially economically this year, there's going to be a lot of fluctuations. I feel like there's going to be a pinnacle point in the year where things get just a little bit better, and then all of a sudden it just goes a little bit crazy again. So just watch out for that. It's coming through. King of Cups, again, it's like, keep remembering the plan, keep sticking to the plan. King of Cups is like, protect your vision, keep on going. You're doing something big, something meaningful. So don't be like derailed by anything that really doesn't mean anything. Could also be a little bit of a drama going on in this month where perhaps there's an argument. Let me pull a card on that. I'm picking up an argument energy. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide the Lovers card in the reverse? Okay, so this could be with your partner. There could be a little bit of drama going on there. It doesn't mean that it's going to lead to separation, okay? But there may be like a little bit of a disagreement or a timeout, an argument. Let me see a bit more. Page of Wands. Okay, so I feel an olive branch is extended with the Page of Wands. I feel like King of Cups in the reverse. With the Page of Wands, I feel like this is about a new way of approaching situations when it comes to passions. And the King of Cups is like, in the reverse, you may feel like your person did not support you in a moment. I just feel like there's a disagreement about them not supporting you in a moment. So for example, if you're in a car, right, and someone cut you up in the car and you get really angry and frustrated and you say things that are perhaps really horrible, and your partner's like, don't be talking like that, that's awful. And they're like, well, they just cut me up, what do you expect? And your partner's like, yeah, but you know, you're just bringing yourself down to their level by shouting and screaming. And you're like, oh my gosh, you're meant to be on my side. It could be something like that. I just feel like there's a moment of, you know, King of Pentacles, but I feel you're invested in this. It's not a separation. It's not like a long-term separation. I feel like it's like an argument, something that turns, a disagreement that turns into something it turns into something bigger than it should be, shall we say. But I feel like you both get back on track. Okay, I feel like you heal this, but there's a moment where there's a bit of a wobble. Now, humans in relationships for long periods of times, we all have ups and downs, okay? So I just feel like it's not a make or break, is what I'm seeing. Now, as we move into the moon, to the December month, we got the moon card. And this, what I'm feeling is there is a hidden opportunity in this month. So keep your eyes peeled is what I'm seeing. Also, the moon card can mean that there are uncertain circumstances, and the wolves there indicate that they will help you find a path through these uncertain circumstances. I mean, the majority of energy when we come to December, it's like we're winding down the year, we're in our intuition, we're being really reflective about what goes on or what went on in the year, and you're really processing a lot of things that occurred. And I really sense that from this card for you. But I also feel you're in the flow of what is to come the next year, okay? Feeling uncertain about the way ahead, really have made some decisions, but taking some downtime to reflect deeper on those situations. So let me just see what's coming for you in December. We got the Judgment card. Yeah, it's reflecting on your calling, reflecting on your path. It's the decisions that you're making. The Judgment card is like you're closing down the year, reflecting on how far you have come along on your journey, how strong you've been to do things that have been bold. And the Fool card, you're ready for new. I mean, you just literally got out a whole deck 3 major arcana cards, which means this is a big month for recognizing your strength, recognizing that you were not derailed from your goals, that you accomplished a lot, and that you're strong enough and in a really good position to launch yourself into the new year afresh. So I feel like you're approaching 2024 with a new adventure, again with a spring in your step, and you're ready to take more risks or more opportunities that come your way. So I feel by the end of the year, you're kind of done with 2023 and you're moving on. And I feel like you're still connected to your higher calling. You know, some of you, your higher calling may be to move jobs from one sector to another. You may decide to leave like an economic job in order to set up a spiritual practice or something connected to helping others, like psychology or counseling or going to healthcare. So I feel like some of you are using your intuition to go into your higher calling this year and be on the right path. Some of you, especially if you're retired, I see you deepening your spiritual quest for purpose, the meaning of life, what you can connect to that can help you and your family going forward, the lessons you've learned. We've got the owl again. This is a different deck and we're still getting an owl. They keep showing me the bear, but anyway, I mean, it's probably because, well, they show me a bear in the water, but it's probably because there's a bear. There is a bear on the back of this as well. So we got hummingbird miracles and we got owl magic. And that's what you're going to see this year, okay? We've got owl magic. So this is your knowledge creates a magical destiny for you. It says, choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go. Make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Okay, so very positive ending there. And we've also got hummingbird. Now, hummingbirds are so magical. Their wings go a mile a minute and they work so hard, but they make it so effortless. And that's really what the sense I feel from your reading for the whole year. And it says, miracles. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars in your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness, because I feel like you will have a lot of things to be grateful for the year of 2023 as you move through it, okay? Now, I hope something resonated in that reading for you. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press the little bell that lets you know when you update it lets you know when I update the next message, and also lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Before I look at this trinket, I can't tell what it is because, you know, I got these acrylic nails that my friend gave me for my birthday back in November, and you know, whilst I love them and I'm so grateful, I haven't had time to get them off, and they're just too long now, and I just can't feel or do anything with them. If you know, you know. Anyway, I will get them off eventually. So, but before I go on, they're showing me a key in the water, okay? Now, the key represents clarity, revelation, and finding answers to many questions that you've been asking, okay? So I just wanted to say that before I open myself up to this. We have the seahorse. So this is a year of love, finding a soulmate, or being and deepening your connection with your soulmate, but it also connects to deep emotions, doing a lot of processing, as well as being in the law of attraction. This trinket connects to the law of attraction. So it will work heavily for you this year and may even be a symbol that you receive just before you get good news. So look out for seahorses as well. You're going to be completely on the lookout for so many animals this year. I can't believe it. Normally I don't get so many animals in the imagery, but I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Capricorn. Also, they want you to be aware that before I go, you know, the seahorse, the masculine holds the babies. So I feel, you know, that is something that is out of the norm of nature. I mean, it is natural, but it is not typical form. And I feel like you are embracing this year as something out of the norm, something that you don't typically do. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Capricorn, and love and light.